Hey there folks, Troy Gretsch from IntoDrums.com here with another video for you. First of all, just a quick apology. I haven't posted anything since December. Main reason is I'm working on my website. So as you know, I do have my website IntoDrums.com and I'm in the process of rebuilding the whole thing. That's going to be full of new lessons, new courses, a whole new layout, new way to interact, which is super exciting. And yeah, I hope you'll check it out. So previously I've done some videos on how I built my studio. One of them being how I actually built a room. The next one being how I made the doors. If you want to check those out, I'll leave a link in the description. Now, one of the most popular questions on how I built my studio is to do with air ventilation. Like I said in my studio build video, you're essentially building an airtight box. If you don't look at how you're going to get fresh air in and out, then you will eventually probably pass out and die, which is a really bad thing, in my opinion. One thing I want you to understand is this isn't a how-to video. I am not going to be sitting here with saws, cutting stuff up and doing that. If this is the kind of video you want, I'm sorry, but I feel that this is just as valuable because I'm going to tell you how to make it for your room, not for my room. It's going to go across the board and you can customize it and do whatever you want to suit your own needs. But the concept is pretty much the same no matter what you're trying to do. So apologies if you are looking for a DIY Mr. Fix-It video, this isn't for you. Now, when I built my studio, I went out of my way to speak to a lot of people who were a heck of a lot smarter than me and knew a lot more about this stuff than I did at the time. And I researched the heck out of it. And upon going through all the different kinds of steps and all that of just making the wall soundproof, I did overlook this part, and a friend pointed it out to me that unless I wanted to die in the room, maybe I should look at adding fresh air. Now, the problem with getting fresh air in and out of a room is you're trying to eliminate air getting in and out. That's how you make a room soundproof. So what we can do is essentially make a box that by the time the air gets through one side and comes out the other, it's going to have lost a lot of momentum and diffused a lot of the sound. So the sound that does come out on the other side isn't that great. And do please keep in mind that it is very, 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 very difficult to make a room that is 100% soundproof. In fact, I think I've only ever seen one, and it was like $1 million booth that was like a tiny little pod at RMIT when I was doing a music course there years ago. And that is not how most music studios are. Some frequencies such as low-end frequencies and all that kind of stuff are going to get through. But what you're trying to do with this whole sound proof practice room is trying to bring all those volumes down. So by the time your neighbors are in their house, they're not going to hear much. And for me, if my wife's sitting on the couch, it sounds like someone down the street's playing, not someone in the middle of the house. And to me, that's a win. Now, as you can see where my lights are on the back of the room, that's actually a bulkhead. In that bulkhead contain two of the boxes that I'm going to explain how I made. And one is simply to push air in, and the other one is to suck air out of the room. This is to try and create a fresh air loop, if you will, which I control through fans that I have placed on the outside into the garage of my adjacent wall behind the studio. And basically I control those fans with the dimmer switch over next to my light switch. And with that dimmer switch, I basically can speed up or slow down the fans and the noise that's coming through. Okay, so let me break down how I built these boxes. So essentially we've got two rectangles, and I'm just going to draw one of them because it's the same concept for both. Okay, there, there's a rectangle. Okay, so on the front of this rectangle box, okay, this is the front, which is where you would see looking at, okay. At the front of there, I've cut a hole over here and a hole on this side, on the ends. So I've got essentially two holes. Now, if all you had was those two holes in a box, you're not really going to stop a lot of the sound going through. It's just going to keep going from one to the other. You're going to get lots of reflection, lots of bouncing, and it's kind of going to defeat the purpose. So what we're going to try and do is make that sound bounce and hit as many different surfaces as we can. So by the time it gets out of the end, it's lost momentum. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a wall there, a wall, there, and then one there. Okay, so now when the sound comes through, it's got to go right around all of these areas. So your sound's coming through this hole, it's coming around again. So by the time it comes out of there, on this side, it's going to have lost a lot of momentum, and this overall volume is going to be much, much lower. Now, the box in itself is made of MDF, which is just like particle board, okay? If you just left it like that, you've got a hard reflective surface. So all I did was I got some foam very similar to this foam, which I have around my studio. I think the one that I used inside was more your typical like little cones, egg carton shaped foam. And I just stuck that all around in here, okay? So what that does, and I did it on all sides, okay? Top, bottom, this is just a 2-dimensional thing, but picture this to be 3-dimensional. I went around the hole. So every surface in this box was then covered in this sound acoustic foam. People think this is soundproofing foam. All this does is it stops reflection and it stops sound bouncing around. So it can make your room sound dead, okay? Which in this kind of box is perfect. That's what we're after. By the time it goes through here, it's going to bounce off the walls and be absorbed by the walls that much that it's not going to reflect. By the time it comes out of the other side, it's going to be substantially lower. So that's the basic concept there, is to make a box that by the time the sound comes around the other side, it's diffused that much that it's virtually not even heard, or it's very, very quiet. So that's pretty much how I made these boxes. From memory, I think my boxes were about 1.2 meters long. They could be longer. It's been a long time since I've made them, so apologies. Now, one thing I would advise against is making the box like way too big, because just the amount of pressure you would need to get air to go through there will greatly increase. So essentially you won't have any air movement, which will take away the whole point of having the boxes, and you won't be getting any fresh air into your room. So once I made the boxes and I installed them in and everything was covered up and all that, what I then did was, this is the room side, so we'll just call that room side, and this is my garage side, okay? Garage, all right. In here, I've got another wall. So this is inside my internal room, so this room. Then I've got an air gap. So I've got another wall in here. This is my internal wall, and that's an air gap. So that's a 40mm air gap between my original room and then my room within a room. So the next problem I had was I needed to get the air out of here and get fresh air, which is coming from my garage, which is arguably, it's not great because, you know, garages get hot and stuff like that. So a lot of the time I get a lot of hot air coming in from there, which I combated with a split system air conditioner, which is another story. So I've got my box in my internal room, then there's a 40mm air gap, and then there's the external room, the original room. And on the other side of that is my garage. So basically to get the air into the box in the first place, all I did was put I think it was a 90mm piece of tube, PVC pipe, and I made it go from the external into the internal box. I did leave a gap on the external and put like a rubber seal so it wouldn't touch, and then I've put a plate in front of that so I could mount my cabinet fans, which is essentially what I did. I just made cabinet fans, or not made them, I bought cabinet fans and put them on the outside. So this box is basically mirrored on this side. So I've got another box exactly the same on this side. I'm not going to go to the trouble of drawing it, but so the wall, everything is the same. Air gap, got the pipe coming through on this side, and I've got another fan there, okay? I'm a drummer, not an artist. So once I did that pipe for there, I did it the same thing on the next box, which I called the return. So this one, this side takes air from the room, so it sucks out. So I've got a fan here facing out, so it pulls the air through. And then on this side, I've got a fan blowing in, and that fan blows the air out. So essentially all I did was I made these two boxes exactly the same, Put them into the top of the corner of the room, made a bulkhead around it so it looked nice with plaster and everything around it. Then I put a pipe through the garage of the adjacent room to then allow me to get air in and out. So that's the basic principle of how I made a fresh air system for my room. Now, like I said, this is not to scale. This is not direct measurements of how you make it. It's a 2D representation. You would obviously have a lid on and you're looking at two rectangular boxes. You only really need an air in at the front and out. I put the vents in the room on each side of the room just to give it a little bit of distance between them, so air wasn't just coming in and out. It would give it a chance to kind of pull the air from around the room. And yeah, I find it works really well. Now, something I would change in hindsight is I've just got regular fans on the back, just cabinet fans that I bought off the internet. I didn't look for anything that was super quiet or anything like that. So if I have the fans kind of turned up to the full speed, then what I find is I get a bit of a ooh kind of sound, which isn't really that hard to deal with. When I record, I just can turn it down very soft, but it's enough to give me a little bit of the irrits. Now you're probably thinking, well, hang on, if these are soundproof air boxes, why am I hearing the fans? These fans are stupid loud. If I actually turn them on flat out and go into the hallway outside or in my bedroom, which is just there, I can hear these fans and they do my head in. So that's what I mean. If I could, and I probably will, I will end up changing these fans to something that is actually rated to be quieter. But the basic concept is there. You can mess with this as much as you want. Like I said, I wouldn't go too long just because the amount of flow through is going to be restricted the longer you go. But at the same time, if you go too small, then you're going to get more sound bleed. So what I'll do now is I'll show you how effective the box is by playing music in the garage next door and show you how loud the dB reading is, and then I'll put the dB meter up here so you can see for yourself how effective these boxes are. So there you go. Thank you for checking out this video. I hope this does help you with your own soundproofing studio stuff. Remember, it is super important to get air into the room. All jokes aside, you are building an airtight box and you can really, really run into some trouble. Remember, like, you're gonna be closed in there playing drums or whatever you're doing for a long time. The last thing you wanna do is just lose consciousness and nobody thinks to come and see you because they can't really hear you anyway. Again, thank you for checking out this video. If you did like it, please hit the thumbs up. And if you're not already a subscriber, I would love for you to subscribe and hit that little bell to be notified when I upload new videos. I am aiming to get a video out to you every week from now on, but fingers crossed, hopefully everything works out. But yeah, I'll do my best. I'll see you in the next one. So until then, as always, happy practicing.